Hello everybody, welcome back for another episode here on the new Eriador modded server. Yes, we're playing some more Xisuminati Mod Pack, so that's really cool. As you can see around me, things have changed a little bit. I've been doing a little bit of work, a lot of grindy stuff in between episodes because you guys don't really want to see that. But yeah, so I'm starting to get my single machines laid out here, which we'll kind of look at in a minute. And I'm starting to work out my storage situation. Thankfully, we can now move these storehouses pretty good, and we use this, which is a matter transporter. Really easy to make. It's 2 ender pearls, a stick, and something else I can't remember. So let's go and have a look at and see what it is. If I can type it in, matter trans. There we go. And a diamond. There you go. So yeah, actually not that expensive, although it does only have limited number of uses. Doesn't actually show on there, but you can see the bar is down. So, but it means that we can actually pick up anything and move it. So, and that includes chests as well, which is pretty good, and it keeps all its contents in it. But also, it can move these things. Yes, spawners. So that's pretty cool. So I've just brought over the spider spawner that I found, I think, back in episode 1. I thought, why go over there when I can bring it to me? So I've just set up a kind of really ghetto system here, because it's probably not going to stay here. We might do something else in here, but we can turn it into an auto, or rather an auto killer or grinder, and get those bits. But I just wanted some strings, so I kind of brought it over here, but I'm not using it at the moment. Yeah, now we've got ender pearls. We can start using those for useful things like ender chests and that kind of stuff. So we've got this set up. I've got my own ender chest, which is light grey, light grey, light grey. So my colour is light grey on the first button there, and then I can use any colour after that that I like. So I've chosen light grey, light grey, light grey for my default ender chest, and that's literally, as you can see, it's got items coming into it. So any items that go into it will then go into the storehouse, and then the idea that I'm going to be doing today is anything that goes in the storehouse we're then going to take, and we're either going to put, it's either going to stay in there, or if it's these items here, we're going to put them into caches. And there's a couple of types of caches. Most of mine are hardened caches, so as you can see, they hold 40,000 items versus the standard cache, the basic one, which is only 10,000 items. So we've got to get that set up so I can store some of the higher quantity things. Anything that's going to take up more than a couple of slots in here, we're going to move into there. So you've got things like granite and diorite and all that kind of stuff. We might put some woods, yeah, flint, anything like that that's got large quantities. Dirt, that's obviously one we'll do. It's going to get transported from there into here. So that's what I'm working on today. And then I thought I would use these for my ingots, because these are really cool. So let me just get an empty slot here. So as you can see on here, if we hover over it, it's got a block of gold as 24, there's no ingots, and there's 8 gold nuggets. Okay, so but if I want an ingot, I just take one. Let's do it that way. I take an ingot, but now you can see what it does. It automatically takes it from the block and then divides it up. So now we've got 8 in there and 23 blocks. So if I put that in, it goes to 24 blocks. So it's really cool, because you'll only have 8 nuggets in there. You'll only ever have 8 ingots in there, and then it's just going to multiply it up to store into these blocks of items. So that's really cool, because you can just grab what you need really quickly, but it stores it really efficiently and automatically. So all these, as you can see, all these ingots and things like that we've now started piling into here, we're going to essentially create some drawers for them. And this is the compacting drawer, and again, let's just have a quick look at the recipe on there. It's not too bad to make. Compacting. So you've got various drawers here for doing this. So that holds 8 stacks, those hold 4 stacks, but this one holds 16 stacks. So I can have 16 stacks of items in there, and most of that is going to be the blocks. So I don't think I'm going to get to 16 stacks very quickly. In in terms of building it is a couple of pistons, some smooth stone, and these 2x2 drawers. And again, the 2x2 drawers are just literally a couple of chests, and so it's just wood really. So there's a bit of crafting involved. So I'm going to get a load of those done up, and we're going to have those drawers all on this side. And what we're going to do is have a drawer controller. So all the items will go into a drawer controller, and then that should talk to the rest of the drawers. That's the plan. Let me just show you downstairs as well, because we've been working on that area. Yeah, so we've got this. So this is now my completed, if you like. I wanted this as sort of a proof of concept, see if it works. Sieving system. So we're going to have at least 3 of these, maybe 4. So this is literally for sieving gravel. Okay, and this is how it works. We've got a ignis extruder here. Which can be set to any of these, but if it's set to cobblestone, you don't need to add water and lava for it. If you've got the obsidian, we've got one up at the top, you need to continually put, it uses the water or the lava to generate the obsidian, so you need that continually coming in, where with cobble you don't, so we can just set that up. So that's creating cobblestone, and then we've configured that to go out on this side here, which means it goes straight into this machine, which is configured for input. So this machine is creating the or putting the cobblestone in here to pulverize. Now if I just take that out a minute, you'll see it starting working, because I haven't got this side completely set up yet. So that pulverizes into gravel, and then it has a chance of creating sand as well, but we need to yeah, we need to sort of get the sand going somewhere. So I've configured it that the sand will come out, so this bottom slot here will come out of there, and what actually happens is if you get this completely full, like it was, or this is completely full, then the sand will automatically get sieved instead, and I'm guessing, no, that's not happening at the moment, but that's okay. So yeah, so what we really need is this going off to the next machine, which will be the sand. And then likewise the sand will have a chance of creating dirt, and that will get automatically put into there as well. So the gravel, however, is configured to come out the bottom. It goes into this sieve. That gets sieved automatically. We then take it across into this chest, which is where it then sits. And as you can see, there's no more. Oh, actually, so these are the things I need to... Oh, it's probably because of the sand. We wouldn't normally get the cactus in there, so we wouldn't normally get these bits in here, but it's because of the sand we are getting them in. But it's not a major problem, because what I need to do is leave the ores. So let's just resort this actually. So ancient spores, exotic seeds, and cactus seeds we definitely don't want to keep in there. These are okay staying in there, because if we do accidentally crush sand, what actually happens is this item here is an auto packer, and we've got that configured to a 2x2. So you can configure it to 2x2, 3x3, anything like that. So if it sees something in here that could be put together in a crafting recipe of 2x2, it will do that, and then it'll throw it into this chest. So as you can see from here, we've got all these items in here, including sandstone. So that's interesting. So it's created sandstone, which might be why it's backed up at the moment. So yeah, that's there. So let's just check what's in here. Nothing's in there at the moment. So this should be cooking things, and it's not. Why not working? Aluminium ore. So that should automatically be taking stuff out and putting it in there. But it's not. Has it got power? It's got power. Why is that doing that? So we should be filtering out all these things. Oh, that's why. We don't have any of those things. Yeah, so it's set to filter out of there. In fact, we probably don't actually need that filter, do we? So you saw there, it disappeared some iron or some stuff in there. It's not filtered to cook this stuff up, because it's not really expecting to have it. So once we got that in there, sand won't get sieved in there, and it won't be expecting it, and yeah, it won't be an issue. So once I've got the rest of the setup, that'll be okay. We can take those out. But I'm just thinking now, yeah, we probably will leave it as filter, because we don't want things like this clogging the system up. So that's fine. We'll leave that as it is. But I've literally put an item filter in here, which tells it the only things it can actually take out of there. So it can only take out gold, tin, silver, platinum, iron, lead, nickel, copper, aluminium, and only as an ore. So that's why these dusts aren't coming out of there, because they're not ores, they're dusts. So yeah, kind of makes sense. Yeah, so that's all working. And then from here, they go into the furnace. This does not double the ores. Okay, I was thinking, shall I put them into a smeltery like we've got at the top? So we'll do all that, and we could double all the ores. But you know what? I kind of thought about it. This thing running all the time, we ain't going to need to. Doubling our ores is not going to be an issue. Storing it is probably going to be the issue. So I've kind of stepped to, no, I'm going to keep it simple. Redstone furnace, we don't double our ores, but we're going to have plenty anyway, because this thing is going to be going 24 hours a day, and yeah, it's going to be getting loads of stuff. So literally all that just goes into this ender chest, and that's the ender chest. It's coloured the same as we got up at the top there, grey, 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 or light grey, light grey, light grey. Yeah, and so that all just disappears into our system. It's an easy way of transporting it. It's sort of standalone apart from power. We could obviously add power to it here, but all I've done is put power underneath, and it goes round to this side here because we are storing plenty of power at the moment. The biggest challenge is actually lava, as you can see there, but I think even these, when we look at them, they're pretty full. They're not running out of lava, but this isn't generating enough, so we might have to upgrade the lava to pyrotheum and get that generated, because it'll generate 2.5, 3 times as much lava in the same amount of time or something. It's much quicker at melting, so yeah, we may have to do that as well. So but yeah, that works. The only thing I'm going to have to do is repeat this. So we're going to build this, take this wall down here. I'm going to put another row there, another row there, another row there, and all we're going to add to it is extra pulverizers. So we're going to do the same, take cobblestone, put it into a pulverizer, turn it into gravel, but this time the gravel is then going to go into another pulverizer and turn into sand. So we'll have 2 pulverizers here, and then that means we're sieving sand with a chance of getting dust, and then we'll turn that into the next one. So yeah, I think that's it's pretty cool. It's working, so I need to get on and do a lot more grinding, because yeah, I've got the rest of those to set up. It helps if I go up rather than down, and I've got the rest of these to set up as well. I do believe I have this element of it set up, and all appears to be working. I'm just going to double check it now on camera to make sure. So this first part, which was sifting the gravel, and that's sieving the gravel, and that's going into the chest, all the bits and pieces. When we get more than 4, it gets auto packed, it goes into here, goes into the furnace, goes into the ender chest, and gets sent back. That is working okay. So we've got this on the opposite side now as well, except we've got an extra one here which is not producing anything. So let's have a look. How's that configured? So exit down the bottom, should be coming in from the top, is it? Yeah, so why is that? Oh, power. Where's the power? The power's there. That doesn't need power. Oh, maybe that's full? No, that's going there. So why is that not working? Let's just check it. So that should be, when you get it clicking, right, it's get an empty hand. That's easier, isn't it? So we've got that. That's not configured. Why was that set to that? Okay, so that's better. So that should be set to orange, which is dropping out, and then the top should be set to, yeah, there we go. So it's caught up now. Yeah, that's good. So that's pulverizing. That's pulverizing into there. That will then drop off any gravel into there. That'll then turn it into sand. And the bits that I'm throwing out, so, or not throwing out rather, so that goes gravel. There's a chance of sand from the gravel. So what we're then doing is piping that out and piping it straight into the sieve. And then the chance of dust from this one, we're piping out, bringing it across here, and then that's going into the sieve here because we're sieving dust on this side. So we've just got the extra thing in here. So exactly the same thing again. That's got a chance of dust. so it comes down and goes into the sieve. That's got a chance of sand, so it comes down and enters in with the sand. So that all seems to be working. And then we've got the exact same setup here. We've just got this is the dust, this is the sand. So yeah, it's all working nicely. So the only thing I'm checking is that we don't end up with extra things in here that I haven't filtered out, because each one, as you can see, has a filter going out. So that filters out of there all these, so that's filtering out, and it all goes into the ender chest over there. So I just need to check that we aren't going to be left with lots of things within these chests and bits and pieces, because that's what we don't want. I'm getting a bit of lag. So tin ore dust. There's 10 tin ore dust. Is that going in at all? I'm probably going to check it now. I'll probably have to relog to do that. Lead ore dust is in there. What's this doing at the moment? Oh, it's just catching up. That's okay. It's just catching up at the moment. So it should be able to do it, because when we check here, we've got the filter. Lead, copper, gold, iron, nickel, platinum and silver, tin. Yeah. And what was it? The tin. Yeah, so that's fine. It'll just catch up. Yeah, otherwise that seems to be working okay, and everything seems to be going into the ender chest, which means it's ended up in our storehouse. So we've now just got to I haven't done anything about this lava yet, even though it's using it all up there. The thing that was using it most was actually my generating obsidian upstairs. But when we look here, so we're feeding power into these blocks. As you can see, it's not really using any, it's staying topped up, so we're still generating more power than we're using at the moment. So that's pretty fine, and those pipes are handling it no problem. So yeah, I need to carry on up here really and get the rest of this started putting them out, but I haven't got them automated yet, so that's the next bit to do. So I've installed a drawer controller, which is really simple to make. It's one of these things, so all it is just drawers, a couple of comparators, yeah, diamond, bit of stone, so fairly simple recipe. Now the idea behind this is, so if I right click on this with redstone, you can see nothing happens because there's no redstone here. So if I place one bit of redstone in there, in fact I placed all my redstone in there, so let's have a look at that. So there is 5 redstone blocks in there plus 2 redstone. So if I take this redstone block now and just click on the controller, it disappears, and if we go up here, we now got 6 redstone blocks. So as long as there's something in the drawers, and I guess we can lock these as well, so that there's always something in the drawers, but as long as something in the drawers, this will automatically put stuff into it, which is pretty good, because it means we don't need to filter stuff into there, although I guess we will, because we've only got the nodes. We don't want to fill up with stuff that's not going to go, but yeah, it's still pretty good, because it means that we can set up this to automatically go into there, hopefully. Oh, it's happening, guys. It's working. And as you can see there, I've just done a few little filters, and the way we've done this, if I show you here, for example, we've got all these filters. So if I take a filter, if you look inside, we've put in the items we want to filter and pull out of the storehouse, and then all I've actually done is this filter here contains all those filters, so that's why they're like that. So all it contains is filters that contain items. Yeah, if that kind of makes sense. So yeah, it's really cool. So we can have lots of things. I've made sure I've included every single element of it. So what this will do is move everything out of the storehouse now into these automatically, and then we'll be able to see what's in the storehouse that we still want to put in these drawers. So and then all we have to do is add those to the filter. So we've got, I think this last filter here has only got 3 items in, and we've got a blank filter there, so I'll probably just change this filter and put it inside. But yeah, that seems to be working nicely at the moment. I guess we're just going to be left, and this is the other thing actually, because you see that aluminium there, it's different to wherever it is, this aluminium, because as you can see that's like a white color. So what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to see if we can actually pull it in, because the strange thing about it, I'm not going to do it now because we'll do it afterwards if we have to, but the strange thing is, if you put all that in the smelter, it'll all mix up and it'll come out the same. If we put it into there, it will take it. So in fact we could test this, because let's just get half of it. So it's a different aluminium to this one, and we've got 6 and 147, so we shouldn't be able to right click if it doesn't take it, and it does take it. So 150 and 7. So what we may be able to do is take that, add it to the filter. So any of these here, the ex-nihilo stuff, it won't take it by default, I don't think, but it will take it if we then put it into the filters, because they are different from here. So we're kind of having to filter twice for aluminium, for the different types of aluminium, but that's because there's 2 or 3 different types of some of this stuff that we've got in here. But yeah, I'll wait to see if everything's gone through. Otherwise those are just those there at the moment. Titanium we've not got anywhere, but that's kind of a rare metal anyway and doesn't come through the system. But yeah, oh, they're starting to go in. Nickel's gone in, but then that might be nickel, I don't know. So tin, silver's going in. Maybe it will take it and I don't even have to filter it. So I've now added them to the filter, so let's put that in. That's going to sit in there for a bit, we don't need to worry. So now we've added platinum, aluminium and tin. Platinum of course is turns into shiny, so that's fine. Let's put that back in there, take those out, and they should all start finding a home soon. So that's pretty good, that should all be working. Yep, they're going down. Let's pop that in there as well. So these should start going down now as well. There we go, and then the platinum will start going in as well. So that's pretty good. It also means I set this up and I didn't need to, because it's not really platinum, it's shiny. Ooh, aluminium ingot. So right, so it's finding the first drawer available, isn't it? Okay, so that's fine. We'll just make sure that there is only enough drawers for actually what we need. Don't you just hate it when that happens? Hopefully, yeah, that looks like it's doing the job. I've put everything in here and again put in a similar filter. So that was the bone meal, so that should be filling up nicely, and it is, or it was. 58, is that, that's all the bone meal? I don't know. Let's have a look. Bone. No, there's lots of bone meal there. Has it stopped on something, or is it putting something else in? This is the only problem when you're filling stuff up, is you never know what it's working on next. No, it's working on some andesite next, so that's okay. It's all starting to take out of there. This side I've added flint. As you can see, it's taken out of there because flint can be both flint and flint blocks. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's that seems to be working nicely now. So hopefully, after all this has sorted itself out, we'll either see other things that we need to cache or other things not. I have had to do 3 lots though for this stuff, because there's Ganny surface, there's chisel, and then the Futura chisel there, and yeah, the future one. There's 3 lots of each, and it's just impossible. But hey, that's the game. So we've got all this is going to go in. It's going to free up lots of storage in there, and it just means that those kind of things we've got there if we need to, and our storehouse will never fill up. So pretty cool. Well, allowed a bit of time to pass since building these, just to let them go on. The only thing I'm finding is these redneck cables are a bit buggy with these sieves. Every now and then they stop giving them power and I have to come along and break the cable and place it again, and it's happy again. So that's a bit weird, but it's certainly keeping up with the power, so that's no issue here, which is pretty good. But we do have 2 separate cables feeding that to make sure we don't run out. I've got a 3rd cable going up to the top feeding some machines up there, but this is pretty good. We just need to do this upgrade now because, as you can see, we've got no lava, so we need to get the lava changed over under the crucibles for pyrithium. Is that the word for it? We're going to do that. This is all kind of enclosed in now. We've got room to expand it as well, and to get to the back I've got this, which I jump up into my little corridor, and I need to move that light, and whoops, don't stand on there, and jump down again, and we can get to the back for access if we need to, but we shouldn't really have to. So let me just swap that over, because that should be on the pad. So yeah, I just thought I'd make a fun little way of getting to where we need. So what we need to do now is get this pyrithium. Let's have a look, and this is how we make it. So pulverized coal, redstone, sulfur, blaze powders. Well, that's just pulverized coal, as it says in the pulverizer. Blaze powder we've got, redstone we've got, sulfur we've been getting from mobs. So I think it might have been even the withers, but anyway, we've been getting that from mobs. So we can make a load of this stuff. Now what we're supposed to do, if I remember rightly from previous mods, is we can put that in there. That then turns it into liquid, and I've got this set to go over to the right, which means it should be coming into here, and it is. And if we put buckets in there, voila, we've got some buckets of blazing pyrithium, so which is pretty cool, because that's essentially what we need. So does that mean we have to take it out to fill it up? It does. They obviously don't stack, but we can now go up to the top, and I'm probably just going to do 4 for now. 5, yeah, I suppose we could do them all. We need to go at the top now, which is round here, to the top, to the bottom of the top. So we need to go to the top of this lot, down the bottom. Have I got any blocks with me? Not really. Tell you what we'll do. We shall skillfully jump up. Yay. Right, the next question is, am I stuck? Do we have our magnet on? I do. Right, good. Okay, that's very important, because I'm now going to break these, which we didn't really want to lose them, so yeah. So the magnet means they come to me rather than going into the lava. They did all come to me. Good. Now, in theory, what we're going to do is I'm actually going to block off 2 of these, because we ought to save the lava, but I haven't brought a spare bucket with me. So what we're going to do instead is break that. So we've got to be careful here, because I don't want the pyrithium. What is it? Pyrithium. I don't want the pyrithium to go into these tanks. So I've got to be careful where I place it. But hopefully by doing that, and everything else is going to catch on fire, but that's fine. But I can put this lava in the tank. So that's what I wanted to do. And there we go. Okay, so now I'm going to put this one this end, and I'm probably going to completely catch on fire now. This is the only thing I've got to watch out for whilst placing these. Now my understanding is we only actually need the 2, because this will still heat up the crucibles even though it's flowing and not a source block. So that's fine with me, and in theory, once we get hold shift, once we get these back on, the fires should no longer happen either, I do believe. If not, we might have to encase these gaps. Let's just put that out a minute. No, it is. So I need to build another. So we've got some glass with us. Have we got any? We haven't got any clear glass, have we? Let's check my. No. We'll put some of this glass for now, and I can always change that over. There we go. So that seems to be okay down there. Let's go and check down this side. Just put it over the top of that. And of course it's turned that into stone, which is no good, is it? Destroyed my cobblestone, how dare they? Right, need to fix this. Cobble. Can we? I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll put some glass at the top. Right, so that sorts that out. So if we then break this glass, break that block, it's going to leak on the floor. Why is it? Is it really that powerful? Right, let's do this quickly. Break that, put that there. It's all burning down below now, but that's, you see, it's turned it into that straight away. I think what we're going to have to do is change these over into the these generators here to make cobblestone. The igneous extruders, I think they're too close, so I'm going to need to make 4 of those. So I'll probably do that off camera so we get all that going, because obviously that's now generating lava, but it's not putting cobblestone in there, and yeah, so it's we'll have to get that sorted, but I'll do that in between episodes because I kind of run out of time today, and yeah, we've got a few other things we need to do as well. So I think we'll probably call it there, guys. So hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. Let me know in the comments if you have. You've got any suggestions for this, always welcome, and we'll see you here next time on the new Eriador server. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.